My volume up. I will turn y'all's volume up right about there. And, well, there we go. Alright, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome back to the Inn of Planar Crossroads, and welcome back to episode 13, as you just saw me change it to. We are back with our Rise of the Runelords game, and we are about to have everybody talk in the subterranean chamber beneath the old light. But first, we have to do some announcements. So, first things first, this is an adult podcast that sometimes features adults that sometimes use adult language. You have been warned.
Thank you, Father.
The Pathfinder has spoken.
I totally brain farted out. I was gonna need to get a hold of Addy. Addy, say it. It will be funny.
Yeah, I'll get it. You guys just want me to get him to say it one time, and then I'll just splice it in every episode.
Yeah, we can just copy paste it into every recording.
And if he could bring me a Bud Light as well, that would be good.
Ha ha ha. Boy, go get in the refrigerator and get your daddy a beer.
Go get Greg a beer. He's in Ontario. Yeah, walking to do.
I denied you. Can you get me a beer out of that there space bag?
Well, that'd be kind of hard, Dad, considering that we don't even have alcohol in the building.
But, and what's a space bag?
All right.
Also, what's a space bag?
But all that said, yes, this is an adult podcast featuring adults that sometimes use adult language. And let me see, Patreon is going on for both the Inn of Planar Crossroads and Black Dragon Gaming. Black Dragon Gaming has their Patreon. Inn of Planar Crossroads has a Patreon and a Subscribe Star for whoever wants to use either one. We have a subscriber giveaway coming up when we hit 500 subscribers, which we should hit fairly soon, sometime here soon. We should hit about 500 subscribers. We're going to give away probably at least 2 physical items, and then most likely a one-shot. We may do a little bit more or do something slightly different depending, but all that said, that's the plan. Now, only you can make it happen, so says the meme, which you guys probably have already noticed and already figured out that this is going to be another of our hopefully not forever audio onlys, unless that's what you guys want, but we'll see. This is because of some kind of mix-up in the Hangouts and it not working well with Chromium or something, I don't know. Anyway, final announcement, we have a monthly giveaway happening, and it is going to be we're going to give away a Rick and Morty Splat book for 5e, but you can convert it any way you want to. You know, there are conversion guides out there. And it is going to be given away at the end of this month, which, for those watching in the future, it's April. So, yeah. The end of April. It will be given away to subscribers, subscribe stars of any level, and to patrons of giant tier or higher. So, I think that's everything. Now, Tommy, any announcements?
Will you tell your rooster I said hi?
I will not, because active. He's not supposed to be loud right now. It's not even morning.
It's not the morning time. You're only like a couple hours south of me. It is 6:51 p.m. right now. It's the opposite of morning. But yeah, no, I got nothing.
Okie dokie. So, when last we left our heroes, everyone had kind of investigated the different portions of information for the old light, except for Skoros and Willton, who kind of toured the town. Now, we've come to the point where they saw a strange glow emanating from the old light and a crack in its wall on the sea side of the old light. So climbing down there, they found Boldrago, who had found the chamber and was meditating in the brightness of daylight that he had cast. So, what would you guys like to do now? As we said, you all came in and went, Boldrago, type thing.
It's very nice. Could join me.
Skoros is probably still like open mouth on the very fancy artwork that has been for so long preserved down here. I don't suppose the knowledge logo gives me anything about that, does it?
You can roll.
All right, thanks, Dad. We're looking for that natural 20. What? Oh, you got it. You got it there at the end. You got that thanks, Dad, that you wanted. You just gotta wait till it's a 12, all told.
Mad sass.
Nope. Sorry, Sonny. You don't know nothing about it. That's nothing you've seen in this area.
Okay. Well, Skoros is just gonna.
I do take that back. Take that back. There are symbols. There's a symbol that is occasionally on the wall of a 7-pointed star that you do remember at the cathedral here in town.
Okay. But I have no idea what it means. I just know it's there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know Boldrago very well, but I do know Will. Also, I was just like, such sights to show you. It's all over my videos now. Wonderful.
That's your fault, man. You should have watched it when you had the chance at some point to watch it.
No, it's Kane's fault because he put it on the Zonkathan video. He was first. But anyway, I'm gonna just like looking over at Willton. Do you understand that symbol? The star, the 7-point.
Hey, I think I have seen this before in Magpie's letters. I do not know what it means.
You were eavesdropping on his letters.
He sent them to the circus. I probably read them or had them read to me.
I mean, the only thing I could think of that I might have is a knowledge arcana or a knowledge dungeoneering. I don't actually have that many knowledge skills.
Okie dokie.
But knowledge arcana work? I know the Runelords were big on arcana.
History would probably also work.
I don't have anything in history.
I wonder who does.
Yeah, I'll just probably look over to him. I'll probably just look over to Skoros and just shake my head.
Okay.
How long have you been in this hole, Boldrago?
Has he ever left?
Well, I'm pretty sure he was with us earlier with the Giants. Oh, yes.
Been here just briefly. I figured I shed some light on the situation.
Really? That one was poor even by my standards.
Oh, that was a joke! Egor got it.
Just a slow glance to look down at Egor, shake his head. Any information you were able to find? You're the one that's a bit more in tune with the natural magics around here than any of us, I'd say.
Tis all still emanating the magics of pasts. Faintly, but still emanating.
Still active, huh? And with that, I guess I'll cast up Detect Magic myself and feel it.
All right. So you cast Detect Magic. It starts to your senses start to spread out, and the daylight's there, but that's not the light that hits you when the Detect Magic starts to go on. It is that very characteristic and odd glow that things get when they are magic, and it spreads to the entirety of this not super sizable room. And all the stones resonate magically. And Boldrago would have felt this, and you feel it. This is an old magic, a sleeping magic.
What kind of magic?
A magic that doesn't feel dispelled,
And there's
but asleep.
Hmm.
Did you happen to catch much about the nature of the individual that was reading those jaunts? I think I was there for most of that conversation, but I don't recall anything about him saying whether or not their leader was inclined towards an arcane or magical nature. That question was addressed to Boldrago.
Oh. I have not talked to such a son.
I mean, we talked to him some last night, and he mentioned his new leader, but I'm trying to rack my brain if he mentioned anything about the new leader of the giants being, or well, the stone giants and some of the other ones, probably taking over the other ones. Whatever. They mentioned something about new leader and whatnot, and that he wanted the stone, and I'm just afraid that perhaps that individual might know how to tap into these stones. If he knows a thing or two about magic, maybe that's why he's searching for it. I don't know.
It's very likely.
I do know one thing, though. That if there's anybody that knows something about these stones, it's probably the two over in the Gore house. I'll say, looking back to Skoros and Egor. Why don't you guys stay here with Boldrago? I'll go get those two. They're probably going to have a field day when they see this.
What time
And
is
the
it
other
right
shoe drops.
now? Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of.
Is it like pretty late on in the afternoon?
Yeah. It's probably about 3 o'clock. Closer to 4 now.
For like the first time in my whole Pathfinder career, I think I have to say that this is above my pay grade. Just a punchy boy. So Skoros will look around, maybe like pick up one of the rocks. God, I'm gonna get myself killed. Pick up one of the rock things, because there's a bunch of them, right?
It's all rock. So yeah.
There's not like an individual like a rock that is like sitting out.
I think it's more so like the walls and whatnot.
All the stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Okay, so Skoros will just kind of like look around. Well, this is... When you all understand what this is, you come find me. I will go to church now. And Skoros is going to start heading that way.
Okie dokie. So Willton goes to fetch the Brainiacs, and Skoros goes to church. So,
Boldrago will like tap his familiar pouch. It's kind of dangling from his like belt. Money, my friend.
okay,
I need you.
all right.
Please enlighten me. What is this?
So, the pouch shifts a little bit, and a little tufted brown bird with sparkly flecks in its plumage that seem to shine not just from light hitting them, but of themselves, pops its head out, and it looks at you quizzically, and the question is what?
Oh, he basically just gestures towards the whole thing and just be like, tell me what you know, because he's a brainy bird.
He's a brainy bird. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's very brainy.
Sage, one might say.
Yeah, one might say.
Okie dokie. So, how much history does he have? 17?
I only got a 17.
Does it speak, or do you only understand it?
he can speak common.
Okie dokie. In a very chirpy kind of type voice, it tweets that it's old, very old, and it pops out of the little pouch and toddles itself around, jumps and hops and pops up onto some of the rubble, looks sideways down at it, and pops around. Old and old and old, and ooh, very old, dangerous. Definitely dangerous. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it looks like it can destroy much with that searing fire.
Mm-hmm. It sure can. Let's see. It flutters about, passes back and forth along the mural. Old. Before Sandpoint, before Varicia. Very, very old. And that's really as much as a 17 will probably get it.
Yeah.
So it kind of returns to your knee. Very old. Dangerous. Seed?
And it kind of has like a little like seed dispenser.
Good. This pleases me.
So he just kind of clicks it and gives him a seed.
It pecks the seed and gets it and says, all done. It goes back into your pouch.
I think there should be some rock here that... Like the focus point of it, but... Not sure how we reach it, since it's so broken down. Can you get that door open? He kind of gestures towards Egor.
So, he gestures, as you gesture towards Egor, what he's pointing to is there's a stone archway, and the wood itself does not seem very, that was on there, the little remnants of it are not very good. They're all decayed. But the stones that seem to be blocking it currently are pretty sizable. You could give it a try if you want to.
So there are stones blocking what was a passageway?
Mm-hmm. Stones blocking the rubble.
Did Boldrago actually ask me to move stones, or did he just point at me and then the archway?
No, he said if you could open the door.
Oh. Okay, sorry. My receiving audio has been a little wonky for a couple.
I'm glad to know that's not just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can give it a shot. I'm gonna burn a couple rounds of rage to do that.
Okay.
'Cause I have to be enraged to use strength stance, I think.
Okay. So you kind of talk to yourself, and you kind of like, okay, come on, Boldrago. Come on.
It's just like performance bacon circus. You know, you just get into it, and he slaps himself, and he slaps himself again, and he squats down with his feet apart in the powerlifter stance, and he wraps his arms around, like as far around one of the boulders as he can.
Okay.
And this is just a strength check, right?
Yes.
So this will be plus 12. I'm very good at strength checks.
Hmm.
Okay. I wish we were using a camera.
Oh.
That's a 20. So that is a strength check of 32.
Okay. Well, all right then.
The entire lighthouse picks up in one great arc, and Egor shrugged.
So you grab it, and Boldrago's watching, and he's like, "Oh, he's gonna move it. That'd be good. He's gonna move it." But you see him go and start to move it, and the whole bit of rubble there in front starts to move as well. And as he pulls, lots of dust comes around from, it starts to simmer down from the ceiling and from the walls. And Egor, too caught up in the moment, it's like, your best performance ever. He power lifts this boulder the size of him or more up, and then does the whole powerlifter thing of onto the ground.
Egor is the strongest man that has ever lived.
So,
Magpie is amazing.
yeah. So, an impressive feat has a lot of the other smaller rubble filtered down in that, and nothing caved in the room you are in.
Lucky me.
Yes, and
Very
catch
good.
resident in fate.
Always with the catchphrases this week.
You gotta have a catchphrase. You gotta have a catchphrase. Magpie was amazing. Cashew is an agent of fate. Egor is the strongest man that has ever lived.
And Rod rolled.
Rod doesn't get a catchphrase.
Rod's catchphrase was, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Indeed.
So, what has happened is that there has, with a little bit more of not as heavy of lifting and digging, there may be able to be a way to clear out this hallway that it led into, but you can definitely tell that a lot of it has fallen down and collapsed in on itself that was above it. So, with some more digging and time, it might be excavated enough to be able to get a really good idea on more of the function of not just the tower, but how it might work, or you could at least get to another room, or things like that. But without McDiggersons, you might have a problem.
Well, where is this McDiggersons you speak of, disembodied voice?
Old game reference. You guys might find it
passed long
someday.
ago.
Yeah, see? Boldrago can access third dimension via ghosts.
He still speaks of his glory days. The days where he dug great tunnels.
All right.
Glory days.
Okie dokie.
So, is it like leading downwards or like?
It's more leading straight out, and then it looks like it probably led into a hallway that went the circular, based upon the arching of what parts of the hallway you can see. It probably led in a circular motion around the outside, at least on this floor. And that's all you can really get without some more basic digging and stuff like that. So, as you guys...
Stone of old. Do not block the path of Boldrago. He'll cast Earth Glide.
Oh, okay.
Now, let's try and get somewhere with this.
See, I think I got the biggest part of it out. Now we just do, where are you going?
Yeah, just...
Whoop. So you see him you see Boldrago kind of say those things to himself, and you say that, and he just kind of drifts past you and right into the dirt, and you're like, whoa. So,
wait, why did you ask Egor to move rock?
So,
to save me on spell slots, duh.
Well, you're going to use it anyways.
So,
Mr. Important Pants.
as you guys look around and start to mosey about, you see that most of the old light has been destroyed via the cave-ins. There's a few things that, if it was dug out, you could get like the full picture of what this particular room might do or that particular room. It's actually a little difficult to see which rooms would be viable to get into and which ones wouldn't based upon where you are, because there's a lot of mental imaging that you have to keep in your head. So you have to kind of keep track of, well, this is here and there's lots of dirt, but would that dirt be there if it was cleared out, and would that wall still hold if it was? So you look around quite a bit on that. You do find a staircase that leads up and one that leads down. And the one that leads up, you kind of drift up to see where it might come out. And you can tell that if they start to dig, you kind of make a mental note that if they start to dig here, they could start digging down into the stairs and start clearing it out that way from the top of where it's level with, or at least ground level, and start to find ways to excavate the old light more appropriately than having to crawl in and around the side. So there's that information that is gained. And you can drift down if you want to. So.
Yeah, I'll definitely try and drift down. I'm kind of looking for like a center room. Like, I'm just imagining that there's a power source or something that's probably centered in this lighthouse tower thing.
Okay.
That's kind of what I'm hoping for to find.
Okay, I get you. So as you're looking around and trying to spot that power source, like a singular stone or a singular thing that would offer up information about the powering of this particular tower, you don't seem to find any place that fits that bill. There's a lot of similar magic still. There's a lot of runes in the stones. Still well preserved, considering that, it fell so long ago. But you continue on and you just don't seem to find a place where there's one central portion that would be there and contain a power source.
Disappointing.
Fair enough. So, I will let you mull over information gained as we cut to Willton, who has made it to the butcher house, and Kellery and Egor Let me see. You guys finished up within the hour. They've been gone a while. So you guys would have finished up before they started to come to you. Were you going to take a nap at the butcher house? Or were you going to go back to your rooms?
Just directly in the gore.
See,
Splat.
I would
Poor
cast
thing
rope trick.
prestidigitating.
I'd at least
Face
cast
down in
rope
the
trick
trough.
and make a little nesting spot inside the gore house.
Is that what you end up doing?
I
In
don't
the
know.
dragon's ribcage.
No, it goes up to the ceiling. You just walk in, and at the very bottom, like, all the blood's cleaned up because Zhao took the time and did that. Because Zhao is best monkey.
Yes.
He truly is.
Although, I mean, if we've got everything cleaned up, it wouldn't be the worst to just sleep in here, right? Actually, you brought your cart over. We have beds there.
Yes. Yeah, we would have our deals. I'd probably just wave up to the wall and ask them to send a guard out to watch the cart. We're done for the time being. Curl up in the ball and go to sleep. I would
Okey-dokey.
prefer not to die if bad things return.
Okay. So they wave an acknowledgement, and they actually do send somebody down, and one of the guards, probably the guard you waved to, comes down and says, "Oh yeah, I'll watch it, no problem."
Thank you.
So he kind of stands out there, a younger guard. All right.
And I crash with all the caffeine-induced nothing left I have.
All right. So about an hour passes as you guys are in a completely exhausted and dreamless sleep, and Willton arrives. Hold on, Mr. Dershel. There's sleeping in there.
I need to speak to them now, if it's at all possible.
Well, well, they told me they was sleeping. I guess you're not what I'm watching for, so I guess you can go in, but...
I just kind of walk past him at that point.
Yeah,
Just go into the building.
all right. Oh, they're not in the building, though.
No.
They're in the wagon.
They just look over to the wagon, look at the building, look at the wagon. Funny, I would have assumed them to just have fallen asleep. Oh, God. Fallen asleep at their workstations. Forgive me, I suddenly, in a few minutes, seem to have contracted one of the worst cases of hiccup I've ever had.
It happens to the best of us, Mr. Dershel. I'm sure.
Ugh. Well, thanks. And I'll just walk over to the wagon. Ah, these suckers are really violent.
You make me a perception check.
Can somebody roll it for me? It's a plus 18.
If it's a plus 18, you hear. There's no need to roll. You actually hear. It's a bit of a sod, I guess.
A bit of a what?
What? He said. There's nothing. No, I didn't say anything, sir. Sir, Mr. Dershel. Nope.
Why are you calling me Echelon, by the way? The name's Wilton.
But Mr. Wilson didn't say anything. Didn't say anything about being a sod. I didn't say anything, Mr. Wilson. Didn't say anything. I'm gonna go up to the wall. Since
I thought you were supposed to be gone in this position in case somebody... It's fine. And it's Dersenal, the last name.
Oh, you didn't. I did. Sorry about that. I did. Was what? I'm going back to the wall. Huh?
You do that.
Say yeah. He starts to move off.
I just walk up further to where the two are sleeping and just kind of like, oi.
I haven't described our deal before, but it's like a traveling circus type wagon. There are rooms on both ends with a workstation in the middle.
Okay.
I probably just look at it with a mixture of surprise, curiosity, and just, they would have something like this one day. Before just kind of knocking on one of the rooms, being like, oi, you alive? Oh, you're alive in there.
Okay. So, for me, 1 hour is like the equivalent of 4 hours of sleep.
Right.
Alright, that's a fair justification. Maybe a will save to wake up? Because I would be pretty tired.
Does Zhao rest the same as you do?
He's actually, he's not even gonna possibly wake up, because he doesn't have a ring of sustenance.
Oh, you worked the poor monkey to the bone. Okie dokie.
I'm gonna get him one. I'm just running out of money.
I'll get you one, Zhao. I'll get you one. He's got bags, huge bags under his eyes. As he just keeps casting prestidigitation over and over again. And he's just sitting there. He's just his hands moving up and down, and he's just asleep. But okay, he does it. You hear the monkey, very Abu style, very Abu from Disney's Aladdin style, just lounging. You do hear it because he says it loud enough to be heard, and you're not trying to ignore him. So, and you've gotten 4 hours, so you could probably hear him.
Alright. I'll shuffle up. Like, get up, make sure to wrap the blanket around Zhao. Walk out of my side. Yeah.
We found the stone. Well, that's a bit of an understatement, to be honest. Have you seen, you know, of the old lots? The tumbled down what looked like it used to be a lot house at the edge of town. God, it's buff.
Yeah, I've seen it in the distance. So it's there, apparently?
Let's just say that it has like a secret basement dungeon hoopla, and almost everything in there is blindingly magical. Even in its dormant state, it is literally painful to look. Gods above, what did I eat to get these hiccups? Sons of a bloody...
Haven't had any dragon meat, had you? I hear it has,
What? Dragon meat? What are you talking... Oh, that's what y'all do with all that excess meat.
Sorry,
No?
it's just spicy enough I could see it, messing with your stomach.
It just feels
Anyway.
like there's something in my chest now. Either way, are you and I'm still getting the other one's name down. I'm still getting your name down. You two able to get out, or are you tired to then non-hills and back?
I can take a look at it for now. There's no way Kellery can.
I mean, is it
And it'll be another
because you guys
7?
need to rest?
It's worth it to check it out now.
I mean, like, is it an issue of fatigue? You need to sleep? Because I'll have a
Yes,
spell that suppresses the need for me to sleep.
Normally, that would be quite fine. However, we were both on coffee for... I would give the name of the specific type of coffee. I've just
Goes
personally
over my
forgotten
head.
it. For the
I
past...
believe it's called Kellishite coffee.
We were on Kellery coffee for the past 16 hours.
Never heard of it.
It's a bit more extreme than the usual need for sleep. But
Fair enough.
I'd rather leave Kellery to rest.
Do either of you
Alright.
do you look at the door on my side?
Oh yeah, no, what I totally do is he's still like getting out of bed and whatnot.
You see a small sign on it. Do not wake for anything less than Rovagug returning.
The what returning?
Rovagug.
Rovagug.
Oh.
Okay.
I walk toward to kind of raise a fist halfway like, do I? And then I just put down and shake my head.
Alright, well. And now we have horses. Because I don't feel like walking over.
Of course you don't.
Hey, I spawned him a horse too in case he wants to ride over.
Alright.
There were 2 snaps. Okay. Get up on the horse. And off I go.
All right. So you
Do I
guys...
need to roll any rides or anything to do this? Because I don't have ride. Ugh.
Not for just galloping or anything like that.
Alright then. Cool.
So.
Yeah, we're just being lazy. We're not, like, in combat.
So you ride up and back, and you guys get pretty much to where the old light is. And as you get there, you kind of see a head pop up, and then a full body kind of drift up, look around a bit, drift back down. Couple minutes later, while you're approaching, you see a head and body pop up again and then drift down, right back into the stone and into the dirt.
That's magic. Okay, fun.
Yep. You easily know who it was. Only person that has his particular particular jellyfishiness.
How often does the night sky appear from the dirt?
Indeed.
Once every 1d4 rounds when you're hanging out with Boldrago.
All right.
Okay.
So you guys
Well-
make it back.
Okay. So, we walk up. He said it's blindingly magical. Before I get directly up to it, I'd like to use my monocle of Identify.
So your monocle, when you put it on and you start to look around, there's this glow of Does it work like detect magic the same way, or does it?
How So, Pathfinder's Identify is it does detect magic, but I get a +10 to the spellcraft if I want to do anything more than that.
Okay. So, as you look at the stones up here, there doesn't seem to be any magic any magic strong up here at all. There's maybe something at the very base of all the stones that are on the ground level, the absolute ground level, that seem to still
Gotcha.
have the slightest bit of etching in them.
Okay. Can I roll a spellcraft to get some info on this?
Yes.
Not bad.
33. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
So,
Whoa.
if I had just done this on my own, it would have been a 23. But
Okay. All right. So, you are able to gather that, yes, this is an evocation, and for it to hold as long as it appears to have been holden in this stone, it would have had to have been very powerful. You can't tell, but you can't tell for sure, but you suspect if any runes were engraved in the other stone elsewhere, in this particular way, with this particular enchantment type of done on it, specifically, as you guess, focusing around evocation, it would last, well, nigh as long as the stones. And be quite powerful when all put together.
okay.
These are also Thessalonian ruins. Now, do you have history?
I do. And I speak Thessalonian.
Okay. So do you, to kind of move it a little bit quicker into the subterranean room, do you go down into the subterranean room to get a better look at what he's talking about?
And I would have detected that that's where, like, magic is most interesting, right?
That broke up for me.
Like, when I use the monocle to show the most magic the further down the went, right?
I'm still missing a lot. Hold on, let me move this. Let me get out of this and then get back in.
Yeah, it's in here.
Oh.
You sound fine. Let's.
Uninstalled Discord.
Oh,
Wait,
Nice.
what?
Yeah,
Okay.
all I did there was I tried to change
Yeah.
our server to US Central, and that apparently was enough to make it shit its pants. We're back on South now,
Okay.
but it seems to be
Okay.
going for the time being.
So,
Alright. So you did what?
Okay.
do my words make sense?
Well, that's debatable,
Oh,
but
somewhat.
we'll see.
Okay, but the fact that you responded like that gives me enough information. Anyway, so I could tell that it was more magical the farther down you went, correct?
Yes.
Then I would most certainly try to go down as far as I could to do the research.
Okie dokie. So you continue to follow it down, and I assume Willton would have guided him towards the handholds. So,
Do I have? Does he have to climb on my back?
Hey, I'm all right. Is this climb or acrobatics?
Whichever one
Which
is
either.
better.
Okay, because then I have a plus 12 on the one that matters.
Acrobatics.
Yes.
You are one of the most dexterous little dwarves when it comes to acrobatics, then. Because that is not
Oh yeah, I
something
mean, I have a
usually see
16
in
dex.
dwarves. Okie dokie.
Yeah.
So,
And a violently seizing
diaphragm.
diaphragm.
That's that's Wilton. The dragon meat doesn't agree with him. The dragon meatballs don't agree with him, I guess.
I don't know what happened or why I've suddenly just started hiccuping so much.
Don't die.
Eat too fast?
And I mean, I finished eating like half an hour ago. Oh well.
So you make it down, and the dexterous dwarf handles it much like Egor did, quite well, where Wilton continues to, go along nice and easy. The aperture is no longer glowing, but you guys move through there, and immediately when Runemane enters this room, Runemane's not very emotional, but right here there's a bit of some odd emotion in him, because this is one of the most preserved Thessalonian ruins you have ever seen.
Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. The entire place is lit up like a magical candle. And are you alright?
Yes.
You seem a bit spaced out there, friend.
It's quite alright. I'll pull out my notebook.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to be sketching down as many of the runes as I'm seeing as I can.
Okie
Especially the most intact ones.
Okie dokie. While you sketch, make me a history check.
Aw.
Okay.
Only a 15.
And see, that's why you gotta have Monkey of Monkeys with you. See?
That's true. I would have had like a 17.
This rings a bell. This whole construction rings a bell. It's on the edge of your mind. And you just keep sketching and putting down the information, and you look at the the picture of the woman, and you're like, that's a Lasnist. I know her. She's one of the Runelords. One of the Runelords.
Is it like someone who teaches words?
No.
No.
That was perfect.
Thank you, I tried.
That's why we have a monkey to be our fate.
Yeah,
So,
he's a good monkey.
he is best monkey.
Okay.
So, you know that's a Rune Lord. You know that those weren't specifically called out in such a preserved way. And as this realization comes to you, we're going to go ahead and cut it right there, because we're almost at an hour, and we're going to come back, not with that, mind you, we're going to come back with Skoros and his worship, and then come back to the whole group, well, almost the whole group. Kellery again is out of the loop, in bed, but
I feel so
Until-
bad. I tried.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, it's all the coffee, man. Coffee.
Just doing the best I can, you know.
Yeah. All right.
I feel so bad for Buff.
But thank you, everyone. And before we sign off, we want to let you know that all of this content that you see on the Interplanar Crossroads is brought to you not by YouTube or ads or monetization in that way, but rather by viewers and travelers like you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bum,
And
ba-dum.
he said it without a hiccup. Look at this man's go.
Yes!
Have a great day. God bless. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
This content was made possible by travelers and viewers like you. Thank you.